Okay, you guys, we are back with another video. Now, as you guys know, Blueface has been released from prison for the past few months and he has been out here back in the streets. And the moment that he came back, it has been consistent mess. When it comes to Blueface and Chrisean Rock, I don't know, but in my head, I believe like these two are industry plants that have been, you know, purposely, intentionally orchestrated and weaponized against the black community because these two, they have so many young people, promising young people following them, right? And their behavior, their lifestyle, it is consistently a mess. It's as though you cannot get a break from their toxicity. Consistently, it is just pure toxicity. And I don't know, in my head, I believe there's someone higher up paying these two as puppets to basically use them, as an instrument. And once they stay in our faces, they will have an impact on the youths. And that's not good because Chrisean and Blueface, they're no one for any young person to look up to. And that's just the honest truth. It's always some toxicity, fight, mess, disrespect, and all of that. We know in real life there are dysfunctional homes, dysfunctional families, but we don't want it to be on public display. We don't want people to see it and say, okay, it is fine if I'm messy because Chrisean is messy and she's making her money. We don't want that. We don't want a little guy to say, it's okay if I'm messy. It's okay if I go to jail and still come back. I'll be making money because that's what Blueface did. We don't want that for our black brothers and sisters. And in general, we don't want that for anyone. It doesn't matter the race, the class, the color, or creed. We do not want that for our society in general, whether black, white, pink, purple, or blue. Because the truth of the matter is the youths of today, they are tomorrow's future. So can you imagine when you get older and we haven't laid the proper foundation for our youths, and when we get older, they're the ones who are in charge? Listen, that's not going to be good. Now, you might be asking what is going on. Well, Blueface is taking to social media because I don't know why the heck they refuse to keep us out of the group chat. Like, who asked them that we don't need to know the paternity of Chrisean Jr., okay? The situation with that baby boy, it has been bad since his inception. Really, really bad, right? And I'm not going to pretty things up because it is what it is. The truth is the truth. So, we know what has been going on with Chrisean Jr. But Blueface is out here, honey, and he has to put it in the public. And he went on Twitter Thursday night, and he's saying that Junior is not my biological son. R.I.P. to his father, Ronnie. Okay, and we have been hearing this for quite some time. And if you guys can remember, Ronnie passed back in 2025. Sorry, and many people believe that Ronnie is Chrisean's true love because Ronnie was, decent and respectful to Chrisean. Now, to get into exactly what Blueface posted, he says, Junior is not my biological son. R.I.P. to his father, Ronnie. I can no longer continue the plot. It doesn't feel right as a present father in all my kids' life to be discredited as a absent father to a child that is not biologically mine. I tried my best to fill in the blanks because his biological father is no longer with us. but I can't continue the plot. It doesn't feel right. Now, that is his statement. And if he feels that way, the guy feels that way. But my point is, right? Why not keep it off social media, right? And if you can be a presence in the child's life because you were there from the get-go, if you can be some amount of presence in the child's life, why not do that? But I get his point because he's saying that Chrisean is calling him a deadbeat dad. And he's saying that he cannot be a deadbeat dad because the child is not biologically his. But every 3 to 5 business days, we hear that Chrisean Jr. is not Blueface's son. And then we'll hear the next 3 to 5 business days, it is his son and all of that jazz, right? So it's the consistent on and off, on and off. And when it involves a child, do they have to have it on social media? Absolutely not. But because this is what pays Blueface and Chrisean Rock, like social media is their billboard. That's how they advertise themselves. Toxicity after toxicity, and then CS Network, the main perpetrators. Oh, let's give Chrisean a show. We want Blueface here. Let's do this. Let's do that. And it's always some kind of mess going on with these two. So it's a lot. And they need to keep their business when it comes to the baby, right? Because they're not going to keep their business off social media. Knowing who the two are, they're not going to keep their business off social media. Never. They're never going to do that, right? But I believe when it comes to the child, keep the child and, all the mess that's concerning the child off social media. It is far too messy. It is far too messy. And, this child has been failed so much. Let's keep it real. The child has been failed. And that's just the truth, right? Because it is alleged that, Chrisean was doing substance when she was pregnant with a baby, and it's why the baby ended up with special abilities, allegedly, right? Because we have no evidence to substantiate that, right? But that's something we've heard quite a few times. But just keep the baby out of the spotlight. Too many antics surrounding this one little boy. It is just too much negativity. It's far too much. But guys, that's just my 2 cents on it. And I pray that, they need to do something and close down those two social media accounts. It would be unfair because everyone is entitled to using social media. But I'm just saying, they're so toxic. Man, someone needs to put them on a timeout. But let me know what you guys think about Blueface coming out to tell the world that Chrisean Jr. is not his biological child. Leave your comment below and we're gonna talk some more. Peace.